Are you tired of losing sleep over what might happen tomorrow? Do you find yourself constantly caught up in thoughts about the future, worrying about things that may never even occur? If so, you're not alone. Many people struggle with anxiety about the future, but it doesn't have to be this way. In this video, we'll explore why worrying about the future can be so harmful and, more importantly, how we can break free from this cycle and find peace in the present moment. Let's start by looking at the real cost of future worries. When we spend our time and energy focused on what might go wrong, we pay a heavy price. Stress takes a toll on our health, both mentally and physically. It can lead to headaches, muscle tension, and digestive issues. Over time, chronic stress can even contribute to more serious health problems like heart disease and depression. But the effects don't stop there. Our relationships often suffer when we're consumed by worry. We may become irritable, distracted, or emotionally distant from the people we care about. Our loved ones might feel neglected or frustrated by our constant state of anxiety. At work, our productivity can plummet as we struggle to focus on the task at hand, our minds always racing ahead to potential problems down the road. So why do we worry so much about the future? To understand this, we need to look at our evolutionary past. Our ancestors faced very real and immediate dangers on a daily basis. Those who were alert to potential threats were more likely to survive and pass on their genes. As a result, our brains are wired to scan for danger and prepare for the worst. In today's world, however, most of us don't face the same kinds of physical threats our ancestors did. Instead, we worry about job security, financial stability, health concerns, and countless other modern pressures. The problem is that our brains can't always tell the difference between a real, immediate threat and an imagined future scenario. We react to both with the same stress response, flooding our bodies with cortisol and adrenaline. Social media and constant connectivity have only amplified this tendency. We're bombarded with information about global events, economic uncertainties, and the carefully curated highlight reels of other people's lives. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others or feeling like we're always one step behind. One of the key reasons we worry about the future is the illusion of control. We often think that if we can just plan for every possible outcome, we'll be prepared for anything. But the truth is, life is inherently unpredictable. No matter how much we plan or worry, we can't control everything that happens to us. Learning to let go of what we can't change is a crucial step in reducing anxiety about the future. This doesn't mean we should stop planning or preparing altogether, but rather that we need to find a balance between reasonable preparation and obsessive worry. So how can we start living more in the present? Mindfulness is a powerful tool for grounding ourselves in the here and now. When we practice mindfulness, we train our brains to focus on the present moment rather than getting caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. There are many simple techniques we can use to cultivate mindfulness in our daily lives. One basic practice is to focus on our breath, noticing the sensation of air moving in and out of our bodies. Another is to engage our senses fully in whatever we're doing, whether it's eating a meal, taking a walk, or even washing the dishes. By regularly practicing these techniques, we can gradually train our minds to stay more present. This doesn't mean we'll never think about the future again, but rather that we'll be better able to choose when to focus on planning and when to simply be in the moment. Reframing our thoughts is another powerful tool for reducing worry about the future. Often, our anxieties are based on negative assumptions or worst-case scenarios. By challenging these thoughts and looking for alternative perspectives, we can reduce their power over us. One strategy is to ask ourselves, what evidence do I have that this worry is likely to come true? Often, we'll find that our fears are based more on imagination than on facts. Another helpful question is, if this does happen, how will I cope? This can help us recognize our own resilience and problem-solving abilities. We can also practice turning our worries into action plans. Instead of endlessly ruminating on what might go wrong, we can ask ourselves, what steps can I take now to address this concern? This shifts us from a passive state of worry to an active state of problem solving. Building resilience is key to handling future uncertainties with grace. Resilience isn't about never feeling worried or stressed, it's about being able to bounce back from difficulties and adapt to change. We can develop this skill by learning from past experiences and cultivating a growth mindset. Think about challenges you've overcome in the past. What strengths and skills did you use? How can you apply those to future situations? By recognizing our own capabilities, we build confidence in our ability to handle whatever comes our way. It's also important to remember that we don't have to face our worries alone. Creating a strong support system can make a huge difference in how we handle stress and uncertainty. This might include friends, family members, mentors, or professionals like therapists or coaches. Don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. Talking about our worries with someone we trust can often help put them in perspective. Sometimes, just knowing that we have people who care about us and will be there for us can make future uncertainties feel less daunting. While it's important to work on our mindset and emotional responses, there are also practical steps we can take to create more peace of mind about the future. Financial planning, for example, can help alleviate worries about money. This might involve creating a budget, building an emergency fund, or seeking advice from a financial professional. Taking care of our health is another way to reduce future worries. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can all contribute to better physical and mental health. When we feel good in our bodies, we're often better equipped to handle stress and uncertainty. Engaging in personal growth activities can also help us feel more prepared for the future. This might include learning new skills, pursuing hobbies, or setting and working towards personal goals. As we expand our capabilities and experiences, we become more confident in our ability to handle whatever life throws our way. One powerful practice for shifting our focus away from future worries is cultivating gratitude. When we regularly acknowledge and appreciate the good things in our lives, we naturally spend less time worrying about what might go wrong. Try starting each day by thinking of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things, it could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a comfortable bed, or a text from a friend. Over time, this practice can help rewire our brains to notice the positive aspects of our lives more readily. You can also try keeping a gratitude journal where you write down things you're thankful for each day. This creates a record of positive experiences that you can look back on when you're feeling anxious about the future. As we work on reducing our worries about the future, it can be helpful to visualize what a worry-free life might look like. Imagine waking up each day feeling calm and optimistic about what's to come. Picture yourself handling challenges with confidence and grace, knowing that you have the skills and support to cope with whatever arises. This kind of positive visualization isn't about denying that difficulties exist, but rather about building confidence in our ability to handle them. It's about shifting our default mindset from one of fear and anxiety to one of hope and possibility. Of course, all of these strategies are only effective if we put them into action. It's not enough to simply know about these techniques, we need to practice them consistently. Start by choosing 1 or 2 ideas that resonate with you and commit to implementing them in your daily life. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself as you work on reducing your worries about the future. Celebrate small victories along the way, like catching yourself in a worry spiral and successfully redirecting your thoughts. As you take these steps, you may find that your confidence grows. Each time you face a challenge or uncertainty without being overwhelmed by worry, you're building evidence that you can handle what life throws your way. This growing confidence can create a positive feedback loop, making it easier to stay present and optimistic about the future. It's also important to remember that seeking professional help is always an option if you find that worry about the future is significantly impacting your quality of life. A therapist or counselor can provide personalized strategies and support to help you manage anxiety and develop healthier thought patterns. In conclusion, worrying about the future is a common human experience, but it doesn't have to control our lives. By understanding why we worry, learning to live more in the present, reframing our thoughts, building resilience, creating a support system, taking practical steps for peace of mind, cultivating gratitude, and visualizing a more positive future, we can significantly reduce our anxiety about what's to come. Remember, the future is not something to be feared, but rather an opportunity for growth, discovery, and new experiences. By letting go of excessive worry, we free up energy to fully engage with our lives in the present moment. We become more available to the people we care about, more productive in our work, and more at peace with ourselves. As you move forward from this video, take a moment to reflect on which of these strategies resonates most with you. What's one small step you can take today to start reducing your worries about the future? It might be as simple as taking a few deep breaths when you notice yourself getting caught up in anxious thoughts, or reaching out to a friend for support. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. By consistently practicing these techniques and approaches, you can gradually shift your relationship with the future from one of fear and anxiety to one of hope and possibility. You have the power to create a life where you're not constantly worried about what might happen, but instead excited about the opportunities that each new day brings. So take that first step today. Choose to focus on the present moment, to cultivate gratitude for what you have, and to trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. The future is not something to be feared, but an unwritten story waiting for you to shape it. By letting go of excessive worry, you are freeing yourself to write that story in a way that truly reflects your values, dreams, and potential. As you go about your day, try to catch yourself when you start to worry about the future. Gently redirect your attention to the present moment. Notice the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that right now, in this moment, you are okay. Over time, you may find that these moments of presence become more frequent and easier to access. You might notice that you're sleeping better, feeling more relaxed, and enjoying your relationships more fully. These are all signs that you're making progress in your journey towards a more peaceful relationship with the future. Remember, it's not about never having any concerns about the future. It's about finding a healthy balance where you can plan and prepare without letting worry consume you. It's about trusting in your ability to handle challenges as they arise, rather than trying to control every possible outcome. As you continue on this path, be kind to yourself. There will be days when worry creeps back in, and that's okay. It's a normal part of the process. The key is to recognize it when it happens and gently guide yourself back to the present moment. Consider sharing what you've learned with others. Often, talking about our experiences with worry and the strategies we're using to manage it can be helpful not only for ourselves, but for those around us. You never know who might benefit from hearing your story. Finally, remember that reducing worry about the future is not a destination, but an ongoing practice. It's something we continue to work on throughout our lives. But with each day that you choose presence over worry, you're building a stronger foundation for a more peaceful, fulfilling life. So here's to letting go of excessive worry about the future. Here's to embracing the present moment with all its richness and possibility. And here's to you, taking this important step towards a more peaceful, joyful way of living. The future is not something to fear, but something to approach with curiosity, resilience, and hope. You have everything you need within you to face whatever comes your way. Trust in yourself, stay present, and watch as your relationship with the future transforms.